Welcome to this session of product design and value engineering. In today's session, we'll discuss about design for safety and some other important criteria which are there to be considered while designing a product. First, let us discuss about design for safety. What do you mean by design for safety and why safety is important? We have seen that many companies have taglines that safety first, production first. What do they mean by this tagline? What they want to achieve by this tagline is they are telling their employees that we want to ensure that production is keep on going, but also we do not want to compromise the safety. So safety will be there always and production should be keep on going. If there is not safety, then production will also cannot go on. Because if there is some accidents, if there is some hazard, safety hazard or incidents, then it will affect the production as well. Now, when we talk about safety, we are talking about many types of things. We are talking about products which are safe to use. We are talking about products which are safe even if the product fails, and we are talking about products which are safe to recycle or dispose. So when we talk about safety, we are not just talking about safety only while using the product or only while failure of product. We are talking about all these different things. Now, why we are focusing on safety? Because unsafe design or unsafe design practices can be very fatal. Here you can see an example. A large explosion or accidents can happen if your boiler's design or if a simple valve of a boiler is not designed safely or properly. So this is why the safety is very important because it can be very fatal and the hazard or the effect it creates is very big or very dangerous. Now, when we talk about safety, the first thing we talk is safety while failure. If your design fails, then it should be a fail-safe design. What do we mean by fail-safe design? That even if your design fails, the people should not be get injured. Even if your car faces an accident, the driver and other people which are in the car should not be harmed very much. And the airbag of car is an example of a such design in which we think that what will happen if the design fails and how to minimize the effect of this failure. This is what we talk about when we think about fail-safe design. Then there will be redundancy. This is redundancy is something which we introduce in our design to make sure that our design does not stop working even if one component fails. So redundancy is giving something extra in your product to make sure that products keeps on running even if some of the component fails. And redundancy can be of two types. One can be of parallel, one can be of series. What do we mean by parallel redundancy? In parallel redundancy, multiple components are used at the same time. For example, in lifts, we see that many lifts have multiple number of cables, 4, 5 or 6 number of cables. But you might not know that even two of these cables will be capable enough to operate the lift, but they have provided four instead. Why? Even if one of them fails, the lift should not fall directly. So they have provided some extra cables which are capable of their own to make sure that lift is properly operating. This is known as redundancy in parallel, where the extra components you have provided will be always in operation. Then there can be redundancy of series or redundancy of standby. In this type of situation, the extra elements you have provided are not always in the operation. They comes into play only when there is a failure. For example, some backup system will be kept there. For example, if we talk about a diesel generator, so what will happen is if your power system is working properly, then DG will be there standing doing nothing. But if the power system is not working properly or if there is power cut, the power system fails, then only your redundancy of standby, that is your diesel generator, will come into play and then only it will provide energy. So this is how we can ensure that even if our product or even if our system fails, we can still make sure that our system is operating or it is safe for us. Now, safety during operation is also important. We talked about safety while the product fails. Safety during operation is equally important. We should make sure that we identify different safety hazards which can cause the problems. Then we should avoid some sharp edges because many times we see that when we are handling products with sharp edges, it gives us some cuts. So it should be avoided. Then use of protective guards to avoid any flying objects or any unnecessary objects is also implemented. Then electric panels should be grounded so that if there is some problem in electrical systems, we do not get shock, but the extra electrical charge that is flowing should be earthed to the surface. And avoiding the risk of occupational diseases. There will be many occupational hazard occupational diseases which I am sure you might have studied very clearly in the industrial engineering itself. So we are not elaborating on that. And we make sure that the users understand silly mistakes and we make sure that we tell them how to avoid them. Also, we make sure that our design is such that even if the user makes 10 silly mistakes, there will not be any safety hazards due to that. For example, if the user is putting some pin into plug and he by mistake puts the pin in a reverse direction in the plug. So the live wire which was supposed to be the live wire now gets turned to a return wire, and this is a very silly mistake and it happens a lot, but the design should be such that no matter which side they put in, the product should work safely. So this is what we mean by understanding silly mistake. And labeling safety hazards clearly and properly is also another important thing. These are all the criteria that need to be considered while designing a product for safety during operations. Now, another important criteria is to address the vision and illumination of design. So, your product that you are designing, all the parts, components, and where you are working should be properly visible. Here we can say that in this lab they have provided a lamp in the upper side. You can see that there is a structure like level lamp. That is a lamp that is provided for proper visibility, and it gives the illumination, proper illumination also. Also, the color scheme that you choose should be adequate. For example, these two different LEDs are there. Both functionality are same, both have proper design, both uses the lamps to give proper vision and illumination. But if you observe them or if you just look at them, you feel that this bright red color LED is somewhat unpleasant to eyes. It does not calm yourself. But the other color is somewhat more which people will prefer to work on. So the color you choose is also very important. And also the sound and vibration criteria are also important. We should always try to reduce the vibrations because vibrations will produce sound and it will give a chance to the effect of what we can say resonance that will lead to failure. So to reduce the vibration, we should use damping components. Also, we make sure that product should not fail under the normal vibrations because if you are making a car and your product or your car component or electrical connections of your car will fail under the normal car vibrations, then that is no use. So you should make sure that what is the normal vibrations for your product and is your product is sturdy enough to work under those conditions. Also, this vibration ultimately creates noise, and we should also focus on reducing the noise also. For reducing the noise, we can use noise suppressors if necessary. Otherwise, we can check the sound levels and keep it below allowable limits because the sound will create unnecessary headaches. Sometimes they create some safety hazards. Sometimes they create some stress in our system, in our mind, which is not desirable. And whenever you cannot control the noise level, you should give warning that earplugs are required. This will be for many companies or many factory environments where we cannot control the noise level. In their cases, we should provide warning that you should use earplugs because the noise is very high. So this will be all for this session. Thank you.